What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be breaking down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happened to SPY so far and what you should be watching for as time goes on, also what's going on with the economic calendar and the news affecting the markets. Before I break anything down all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you are guaranteed up to 6 free stocks. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. And putting in $25,000 or more guarantees you 70 free stocks. The offer ends in just 12 days. Check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with the market. So, looking at SPY, this is pretty wild. So, SPY is continuing to break to the upside again during the pre-market. We're currently testing the 458. Our next target is going to be very close to this gap fill. It looks like it might make an attempt to try to fill this gap up to the 459 area. Once we get up there, we're going to be watching some tight resistance very close to 460. And we'll see if SPY can break that or not. If we reject off 460, expect some downside. If we manage to break it, this thing has more room to run. So I'm going to be breaking down some important things about that. On the economic calendar, I just want to remind you all that an hour before market open, we just had the exports and imports data coming out. This was aligning with expectations, and the market's pushing as a result of that. And besides that, we just have some crude oil data coming out, and then we have the 17-week bill auction coming out at 11:30 a.m. So 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, watch for some volatility. Besides that, we're going to be looking at the charts. Now, as far as the market's looking, the headlines were saying that the market was slowing down a bit, but as of right now, that's not what's happening. The market is still holding up quite nicely. There's more talk about a soft landing in sight, and that's because of the way things are looking. They're basically arguing that the job openings number is basically better than what some people were expecting. It's better than what they would expect for like a soft landing, and there's some talk about that, and the market is liking it. The other indicators from yesterday suggest that the market is still, or at least the economy as a whole, is still holding up quite decently, but there's still some talk about the recession and other things like that. So we're not in the clear just yet. Bitcoin is continuing to push very hard, hitting $44,000 for the first time since April 2022, being up more than 150%. On top of this, some of these cable companies, which are dealing with customers cutting the TV cord in favor of streaming, their shares fell 8% after the finance chief basically said that they could lose their broadband internet subscribers. This is some big news for them. But besides that, now let's talk about the charts. How on earth are things looking? So SPY, with this resistance at 458, we're starting to break it. The next target is going to be this gap fill up here. If I actually look at the chart like this, you could see SPY is continuing to push up higher. It looks bullish as of right now. But watch this gap to fill at 459. We're going to likely fill the gap. And then we're going to be watching, like I said earlier, can we hold above 459? Can we try to break 460? That's going to be the key level for today. If we continue to push up, because we're pushing up so far, but we have some tight resistance coming up. We have this supply zone at this 460 level. The last time we got close to it, we rejected. This time we might try to make an attempt to break it, so just watch it very carefully. If we break 460, SPY is going to be pushing up. We have to first off hold above it. Then the next level is going to be 462. And then watch and see if we try to hold above that. But watch 460. We could reject off of it or not. You could also argue that we have like a slanted head and shoulders like pattern. So we have like a left shoulder here, a head and a right shoulder. So watch and see if we reject or not. Watch the support at 458, 457.5, then 456.5. And we're going to be looking to see if this thing can make an attempt to go higher like this to fill the gap and does it reject after that? Or does it try to break resistance once it makes its way up here? I'm not 100% sure which way it's going to go, if we can break resistance or not. It all depends on different factors. If it breaks it, this move could end up coming. So watch and see if we get some kind of rejection or not up here. So make sure you watch that 459 to 460 resistance, and we'll see if SPY rejects it or not. But as of right now, it's trying to push to fill the gap. On the QQQ, This is what I was warning you about yesterday. The QQQ is pushing as well. We had the bullish case and the bearish case. Now we're trying to break 388, so our next target is going to be this 390 area. I think 390 is coming on the QQQ. And watch this gap to get filled at 390.6. We could push a little higher and then reject. That's one possibility. Or what could happen is it just, if it breaks resistance at 390, watch 391. We have to try to break 391. If we break that, 393 is a real possibility. So watch this resistance here to see if we break or not. That's going to be key. And then we'll see how it goes, but look for a push to fill the gap in the mid 390s. It's going to push a little higher and see if it rejects or not. But as of right now, it's pushing up, and we could see an attempt to go higher. On Tesla stock, Tesla's continuing to hold up very, very nicely. One could argue that we have like a wedge that's forming. We'll see if this breaks out or not. So it might not even, get rejected from here. It might not even form a wedge. It could just continue to push towards these imbalances. Tesla's currently at 243. If it keeps going, watch 244 to 245 as resistance. If that breaks, 247 is going to be our next target, all the way up here towards this resistance. If Tesla gets above 247, it's going to be pushing up very close to 250, which is where we have this trend line. So make sure you watch your levels. If it comes down, watch 242, 240, and we also have this gap down here at 240, and we have 238 below that. As of right now, Tesla's pushing. It looks bullish. It's trying to push up for this high right here. It looks like it's trying to make its way back up. So watch and see how it reacts to that 245 area. Can Tesla break above that and push the next level at 247? Or does Tesla reject off 245? It looks like it's going to make it to at least 245 and then try to continue to push. If this high breaks up here, I think it's going to be shooting for 250. Okay? So make sure you watch your levels. Tesla looks bullish thus far, and it's very important for me to go over that. When it comes to Nvda is continuing to break out. I was talking about this thing pushing more. I was talking about reaching this level. That's where Nvda is right now. We're at resistance right now at 472. Will Nvda reject here and come back down to 468? Or do we break 472 to push up for 475? As of right now, it's looking kind of bullish. Looks like they grabbed some liquidity down here. We might see Nvda trying to make its way back up to 475 plus. If it breaks above that, 480 is our next target, but we have to see if 472 breaks. As of right now, it's trying to push up, so watch resistance, and we'll see if Nvda could break out. Watch 468 as support. Below that, we have this level here. And for resistance, if it breaks 472, watch 475 and then 480 above that. As of right now, it's attempting to break out, but we're just going to be watching resistance very, very carefully. When it comes to Aapl, I just want to call out Aapl. Aapl is actually holding up stronger than expected. I was thinking it might cool off a bit. Instead, it's continuing to break out. So if we break this resistance right over here from the high yesterday, our next target is going to be 195. That breaks, technically we have resistance at every dollar, but I think 197 is going to be our target if we continue to break out, because that was the previous high Aapl made many, many months ago. There's a 197 area. So watch the high we made yesterday. If Aapl breaks this, we're going to be shooting for 195. It looks bullish thus far, stronger than expected. Even I was thinking Aapl might just trade sideways and potentially even cool off a bit, but it hasn't actually done that. It's continuing to break out. And watch this resistance here. If we break this, 195 is going to be our next target. It looks bullish thus far, and this is going to help the market push up even more. So that being said, guys, the market is still showing life. The market is not officially dead. Right, like I said earlier, in order to turn bearish on SPY, I needed to see the orange trend line below break. We need to see this trend line break right over here. We haven't broken below the orange trend line right here. It's continuing to hold support. So I'm going to be watching for another push higher just to see if SPY rejects after it fills the gap, or if it just continues to break out in a more bullish case, and if it could break 460. Watch 459 to 460's resistance, and we'll see how SPY does. It's still holding up, still pushing. This is going to be very key for the rest of the day. All right, guys, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Remain calm, cool, and collected, and I'll see you guys very, very soon on the next one. Thank you, and peace out.